Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Moving on now, we're going to discuss two reasons you bring something first. And we're going to do them together because they'll interlink. One is called takhsis. What does takhsis mean from khas? Khas means to specify. And one is taqwiyatul hukm. Qawwa yuqawwi taqwiyatan, to strengthen the ruling or to strengthen the link between two things. Okay? So we can translate as strengthen the link. What's the difference? Okay, let's say for example, there are four of you. Okay, there's four of you. Okay, now I want to emphasize for my tone. I want to say, none of you name is Zayd, but I want to keep it neutral. Zayd passed. Okay, now in this, if I said Zayd passed, what I'm trying to say, if I'm saying Zayd, stretching a bit, that what? Emphasize. So one is that you specify that Zayd is the only one that passed. And also is, you can try to say, Zayd passed. You should get what I'm saying? So this by the tone, to have tajweed in English, isn't it? So by my tajweed and my the muds make an emphasis. If I say Zayd passed, I say, wow, Zayd passed, I can't believe it. Okay? So one is you emphasizing. So one is that you're saying the past. You're saying that Zayd passed. That only Zayd passed. You're doing. So you're specifying the past into Zayd. One, by your tone, you can say the amazement that, can you believe it? Zayd passed. It was him who passed. Okay? So that's called what? Taqwiyatul hukm. I'm not talking about other guys, other people, the passed. I'm talking about him. Can you believe it? He passed. You understand? Okay? Right. Now, what happens now is if you have a musnad Ilay and a musnad, the musnad Ilay is a noun, obviously, has to be a noun, but the musnad is a fa'il or something like a fa'il, like fa'il or maf'ul. So for example, I have Zaydun qama or Zaydun qa'imun or Zaydun madrubun. So you have a musnad Ilay, a musnad. The musnad is here is what? In this example, it's a fa'il. Here's ismul fa'il. And here's ism maf'ul. Okay? In these scenarios, what happens? In these scenarios, you can bring forward and backward adjusting and it will have different meanings. Three different scenarios. So one scenario is, you have what? Musnad Ilay is mentioned what? After the nafi. So you got a fa'il, you got the musnad, correct? So it's a musnad, whether it's a ism, fa'il, harf, whether it's a fa'il or ism fa'il, ism maf'ul, doesn't matter. It's one of those meanings. Then you have the musnad, correct? And the musnad is preceded by what? Ma, a negative. Ma'ana. What does this do? This is takhsis. This specifies and negates the verb taking place from a particular person, but along with this saying that, for example, if you say, for example, if you say Zayd passed, I'm trying to emphasize that Zayd passed. It was him that passed, nobody else. We're trying to say nobody else passed. So when you have a negative, one negative is saying here that it wasn't me. If I say it wasn't me who said it, what do you think automatically? Someone else said it. So this is negative by having ma before the musnad Ilay and where the musnad is a fa'il. By having ma ana as opposed to ana ma. This creates a meaning what? That it wasn't me, or it wasn't the musnad Ilay but somebody else done it. For example, Allah says, Inna Allaha yusmi'u man yasha. Allah can let those hear whoever He wills. Wa ma anta bimusmi'in man fil qubur. Wa ma anta bimusmi'in fil qubur. What do you have now? Anta is what? Musnad Ilay, correct? Following me? And then musmi'in, the khabar is what? Musnad. And the nafi, the negative particle, comes before the musnad Ilay. So what does this mean? And you cannot make those in the grave here, implying, it is, it's not, translate it better as, and it is not you who can make those in the grave here. What does that imply?
Obviously,
Somebody else, that's Allah's job. So Allah can make them here, not you. That's why ma comes first. That ma anta. It's not you, somebody else. Adam, Ibn Adam, they had a fight. What happens? What did Habil say? لَإِن بَسَطْتَ إِلَيَّ يَدَكَ لِتَقْتُلَنِي مَا أَنَا بِبَاسِطٍ يَدِيَ إِلَيْكَ لِأَقْتُلَكَ. So what does that mean now? Explain to me now. Let's go through it together now. It's a negative. Comes before the Musnad Ilay. Musnad is a ismul fa'il. So what does this mean? What does it imply? It is not I that may be doing it, but somebody else. And you can do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the blame of murder. Do you understand? By having Musnad Ilay, Musnad, obviously this is only when the Musnad is a verb or something in the meaning of a verb, like ism fa'il maf'ul. You have the ma before the ana. It creates which meaning? That you negate it from him, but takhsis meaning not from others. إني وجهت وجهي للذي فطر السماوات والأرض حنيفا. Indeed, it is I who have, in me I have turned my face to Allah, who has created the heavens and the earth, without ascribing partners to Him. وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. You get it? Not أَنَا مَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. أَنَا لَسْتُ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. What's he saying? مَا أَنَا. I am not from the polytheists. But there are others who ascribe partners to Allah. So by bringing ma before the ana, it creates that meaning. Takhsis, it is not me, it could be somebody else. And there are others who are doing this. So Allah says in the Quran, وَمَا أَنَا بِظَلَّامٍ لِلْعَبِيدِ. Wrong is happening to the servants. وَمَا أَنَا بِظَلَّامٍ. I am not the one doing the wrong. Who's doing the wrong? وَمَا ظَلَمَهُمُ اللَّهُ وَلَكِنْ أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. They themselves are oppressing. They are wronging themselves. See how they add it? There's not أَنَا لَسْتُ بِظَلَّامٍ لِلْعَبِيدِ. مَا أَنَا بِظَلَّامٍ. I'm not the one doing the zulm. Who's doing the zulm? أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. You see? What ma ana brings? Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam. They said to him, his qawm said to him, Ma anta alayna bi aziz. What does that mean now? You are, aziz mean noble or powerful.
Minister?
Yeah? So you are not, no, that's wazir. Aziz also, as in the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, the Aziz of Misr. But why is the person called Aziz? Because he was noble, the respect for the authority. So he's saying to him, Ma anta alayna bi aziz. What does that imply? You are not the Aziz. Who is Aiza? Someone else. That's why he understood straight away. He says, قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ أَرَحْتِ أَعَزُّ عَلَيْكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ. So when you say, Ma anta alayna bi aziz, you are implying that I am not the one that is position and authority. Who is it? My nation. But I am not doing it on my own, I'm doing it for Allah's will. That's why immediately he understood that this meant that you're implying I am not the Aziz, my qawm is Aziz. That's what he said. Ya qawmi is my raht, is my group more azu, more honorable, or more noble, I have more authority and position than Allah. So he understood straight away that you're trying to say, it's not you, it's somebody else. So he's saying, okay, you should look at my people, what about Allah? Following? Another scenario. The other scenario is where you have it different. You have, for example, you have anta, musnad ilay, and then you have the ma after it. Okay? You got anta ma. So you have ma anta, and you have ana. So one is you have ma anta. Ma comes first, and you have anta. We didn't discuss before. Here you have the ma after it. So it's not ma ana, but it's ana ma. You following? Okay? What does this do? This creates emphasis. Yeah. So you have musnad ilay first. Musnad ilay. Then you have nafi. Then the musnad in the form of a fa'il or ismul fa'il, etc. What does this do now? This creates emphasis. You're not doing takhsis. You're just emphasis. That look, it did not happen, or it did not happen. That's it. You're not implying anybody else. Okay? Example. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِرَبِّهِمْ لَا يُشْرِكُونَ. Allah is talking about the servants of Allah. He says, so what comes first? Hum, musnad ilay. Correct? Then comes the nafi. Then the musnad. What does this create emphasis? Why? Because hum is mubtada. La yushrikun is fa'il. The fa'il is what inside of there? Hum. So the hum is attributed to the yushrikun once. because it's the fa'il of this, and then whom is attributed again because it's the mubtada of the khabar. So because of takrar of the isnad, because of this, what do we say? That this creates what? Taqwiyatul hukm, emphasis. It doesn't do takhsis, implying somebody else. It is saying here, they do not ascribe partners to Allah. Okay? Like this is a very interesting one. And Arabs used to speak like this. So Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, when she was accused of doing, there's a whole the story of ifk, when she was accused of doing wrong. So what happened? The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked Zainab bint Jahash regarding her. What do you know about Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha? What did he say? Ana ma alimtu illa khayra. Huh? I only know about good. She never said, ma ana alimtu illa khayran. What would that imply? I only know good, but somebody else might know bad about her. She said, Ana ma alimtu. I'm saying I don't know anything bad about her. With what imply? Because if he said, ma ana alimtu illa khayran. It cancels each other, but what I'm saying is by saying ana before the ma, it's taqwiyatul hukam, not takhsis. Because takhsis will imply it is me who does not know. Maybe somebody else knows. Hint, hint. She could have said that, but she was not. No, but no. I do not know anything wrong or bad about her. Do you understand? Now the third scenario where you have taqdeem, there's no negative, there's only positive. This is like, so if you bring the musnad Ilay first, before the musnad, what does it create? Taqwiyatul hukam, because you have وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ, same. So there's no negative in here. Do you understand? So when you have the musnad Ilay first, before the musnad and musnad al-fa'il, obviously you had double isnad, so it creates emphasis. Okay? So now let's say you have qama zaydun. There's no emphasis. It's fa'il, no emphasis. Yes, zaydun qama. It's taqwiyatul hukam. Because why? Zayd is a fa'il, Zayd is mubtada, qama is fa'il, who was fa'il inside, and this is linked to that once, and then the whole thing is linked to him again. So it's takraru isnad. That's why it has taqwiyatul hukam, it's emphasizing. Zaydun ma qama. Musnad Ilay comes first, followed by the ma. What happens now? Taqwiyatul hukam again. Taqwiyatul hukam again. And if you have ma Zaydun qama, it's takhsis. What does that mean? It wasn't Zayd who stood, maybe somebody else stood. Okay? Now moving on, there's one thing to remember, that look, these rules, they sound very nice and everything, but a lot of these rules are, what do you call it? غير مترد. They apply generally, not consistently everywhere. So if you don't find something that follows this part, because obviously things change, so they apply generally throughout. Usually, this is the normal rule, but it doesn't always apply. So a lot of the rules of Balagah like this, they're not muttarid. They apply many places, but not always. So you will find exceptions to the rules. Okay? So keep that in mind. If you might find, for example, if you look at it here, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَخْفَى عَلَيْهِ شَيْءٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فِي السَّمَاءِ. So what happens now? If you say إِنَّ اللَّهَ, musnad Ilay comes first, then negative, then the يَخْفَى. Now is this takhsis or taqwiyatul hukam? So takhsis, isn't it? No, it's supposed to be taqwiyatul hukam. Okay? Now look, it is Allah upon whom, to Allah, nothing is hidden. But isn't it takhsis as well? It's only Allah who nothing is hidden from. Not nobody else.
Context will tell you that.
Yes, exactly. But the rule is that this should be what? Taqwiyat al-hukam only. But along the context, it shows you what? Takhsis. Okay? Similarly, for example here, Allah khalaqakum thumma tawaffakum. This is what? This is negative, it's positive, isn't it? So it should create what? Taqwiyat al-hukam. But it also creates takhsis here. Allah is the one who creates you. So generally it creates taqwiyat al-hukam, but for the context you can tell that it's what? Takhsis. Okay? Do you understand? Even this ayat, he says here, Allah says, Inna Allah ya'ti bi shams min al-mashriq. Allah is the one that brings the sun. So what is this? It's supposed to be taqwiyat hukam, but it does what? It's also, the point here is takhsis. Okay? So these are general rules. You can get exemptions to these, so let's bear those in mind.